104.1 KRBE.
Let's go. Good morning.
The Rula Show with Eric.
It's about to get all stupid up in here.
Hey, sleepyhead.
Featuring Special K.
Nobody asked you, Kevin.
And Sam.
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Rula
Macaroni and cheese hot dog.
with Eric.
We're the champions of the world.
104.1 KRBE.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It's Thursday. It's March 5th of 2026, and it's 6:03 a.m. with the gang, Rula, Eric, Special K, and Sam.
Good morning.
One day closer to Spring Break Friday.
So what, so like Harris County has spring break next week and then like Fort Bend or something the week after?
I think all the, you know what, text us right now, 37530 if yours is next week. Because I think a lot of the big ones are starting tomorrow after school. Like Spring Branch, HISD, Houston Independent. A lot of the size.
Because my friend...
Cy Ridge, Cy Woods, Cy Creek, Cy Fair, Cy Size.
Yeah, 'cause I think his family lives over near Fort Bend County.
And they're next week?
The following week after that.
All right.
Because I was like, I thought everyone's off next week. Because I remember like 5 years ago they changed it where...
They split it.
They split, and that was annoying.
Maybe
For us,
it's better. For us, honestly, we just want to
like we're lucky our
be
kids are in the
present
same
for you guys.
area.
Right. Even private schools will go by what HISD does. So many private schools are going to be for break next week. But let us know if you're not on break next week. I'm curious to know what school district is not because of the flip-flop. Is it Conroe, Woodlands, Montgomery? I don't know which one. Maybe they even have it too next week. Imagine if every single school was, which I feel like, like to your point, 5 years ago. I don't remember it splitting. I went to the rodeo one day when the kids were still in the double stroller during a spring break stampede day.
Ooh.
When there was no split, it was just everybody.
Everyone's there.
I've never appreciated the lightning lane so much. I had to go buy those. Oh, you know what? We're never going to get on that little tiny elephant ride if I don't go spend the extra money and get this little fast pass thing, which are really clutch. I don't know how much they cost. I think at the time they were like $20.
Do schools go to the rodeo for like a
Yes.
school day?
Yes.
Field trip?
Yes.
Field trip? Because that'd be awesome.
Buses
That would be
are
pretty cool.
packing the side parking lot, the fan-in lot.
Scary as teachers.
The orange lot.
You know the teacher's like, I just want this day to end. No kids are missing. No one gets hurt.
It could be fun though. Jules
scary.
did it with her students.
I think
I'd
it's
just be
super
scared
fun because
of
I've seen them. I've seen them all because if
Just
you go at
age,
9
too.
a.m., when they open at, I think the grounds open at 8 or the rodeo opens at 9 or whatever it is for the schools. I'm going today to do the Gold Buckle Foodie Awards, which is all the carnival food and stuff like that. And I always see the massive groups of school kids. And Energy Center is fairly empty. So it is pretty easy to wrangle the group. And now, okay, let's take that word lightly because I'm not the teacher wrangling the group. But I feel like you are not in a giant Houston crowd trying to wrangle 50 kids.
Yeah.
It's like the kids are the crowd. And you're just the stragglers around it if you're at the rodeo that early. So I didn't get to do that when I was a kid, but that would have been a core memory for sure.
It's funny, my phone, when I picked it up this morning, it was a photo of Kevin, you, and myself, and Maggie Flecknow
Oh, yeah.
from CW
Last year?
39, like years ago when we had to do the golden...
Gold Buckle?
Yeah, it was outside. Remember it used to be out by that stage?
It was by the junction, the Kid
windy
Carnival.
and cold.
Oh, it was, yeah, we,
Yes.
we all had, because they gave us hoodies, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
It was
I still
freezing.
have that hoodie.
The
I forget
evolution
what
of the
year it
Gold
is.
Buckle, that had to have been like 2007, 2009, 2010, somewhere in there. Because when it first started, it was always, for years when I would do it, it was outside by the junction, which is the Kid Carnival by the stage. Y'all, have y'all been yet this year? They've built a 2-story, walkover, air-conditioned, enclosed space at that stage where we used to do Gold Buckle.
Yeah?
There's like a structure above it now that's
Okay.
encased. Because I saw
Where's it go? From where to where?
I don't know where. I haven't been inside. I know that I can see the stairs to go upstairs in it. I don't know if it's just one encased little kind of I don't know what you want to call it, like a room. But I did see some of the news on the first day doing their stories live from in there versus in the heat. So I'm curious to go in there or see what that is.
There's a photo I just found, too, from 12 years ago at the Penguin. It's
The exhibit?
your daughter and my daughter, that they're
Oh my
besties.
gosh. Look
We
at
should
this.
reenact that this weekend. We should go down there.
Oh my
and
gosh.
put them on your
look.
laps, though.
Look, Sam. That's when we went to go see the penguins at
Moody
Moody
Gardens.
Gardens,
It's
and my
Dundee.
girls were still in double stroller.
I was like,
And
damn,
Lenny
it's-
was not even 2 years old
It's funny
yet.
to see them so little. Like, we have them when they're like 2 weeks or 4 weeks old or something.
Yeah, when Ava met Alexandra as basically newborns.
Like, your daughter had to get a haircut, like, what, 6 weeks.
times. 6 times before
My
you
daughter,
forgot one.
I don't think she got a haircut until she was like 2.5. I'm like,
That's
my
so
kid gonna be
funny.
bald forever. Funny how kids' hair.
I think 'cause it all falls out first. You know, it's like little old man, even if it's a girl or a boy, you get little old man hair because all the newborn hair falls out. And then their hair comes in.
It's like Sam's son.
Yesterday,
I'm like,
I didn't
he's got
realize
really
Mateo
blonde
was
hair.
so blonde. My
Who's the
God.
dad? What's going on?
Mateo's real light. And then Santi's nice, tan, dark, Puerto Rican looking. Yeah.
But they got the same eyes.
Yeah.
They got
do.
Sam's
I got
eyes.
your eyes.
You're the carrier.
If I'm with both of them, they look like
You're
me,
the
and
mother.
then Mark comes around and they're like, "No, that's the daddy."
Ah,
I'm
well,
like, "Come on, he looks like me." They
That's because he
both
has the
do.
haircut, the same haircut.
Probably.
I don't see him in your kids. I'm sorry. That might offend him. But I don't see him in
Mark.
your kids. Maybe I have to
There's-
look at him next to him. Maybe Santiago's face like from the nose down, but because they have your eyes, to me
Yeah.
that's the dominant facial feature.
Nice.
I feel like whichever parent's eyes is in that child, they look like
Yeah.
that parent.
So let's see. Humble is in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Klein is the 16th through 20th.
Yep.
Let's see. Conroe is next week. Needville next week.
Look at Huffman. Spring break is
Whoa.
March 23 to 27.
Jeez.
Huffman ISD.
So what do you call that summer break?
Wow. And which one was it? I got one that said it's not until after Easter their break.
When I was a kid, our spring break was part of Easter.
Same.
We didn't have
Like a
I
March
was just working
time.
at school, public school, but we didn't have a March spring break. Maybe it's because it's Texas and it's warmer.
I don't know,
think?
but it's
Did you
going to be
get that,
hot
Kev?
today, y'all.
We had April spring break. It was Easter.
Yeah, see, I think maybe up north is because it's colder. Maybe that's why
Well,
we did it.
I'm from Houston, and I never had a March spring break at St. Thomas. It was always connected to Easter.
Until college. That's why I always thought college would be so cool because spring break was in March. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to go to college. Spring break. Then I did it, and man, that was my credit card for like 10 years. It took me to pay off that $2,000
Really?
or $1,500.
10 years.
I think
Good
so.
grief. That's the
interest
learning
on
lesson.
that.
Of $29
yeah.
a month for 10
I think
years.
the whole trip was like $1,000.
Oh,
Like
God,
the-
you probably gave
for
them
a week.
$5,000.
Yeah,
Some
that's my
debt
dad.
consolidation.
Yep.
Yeah, we are 4 days into the rodeo. Today will be the 4th day, and I'm waiting for the cold, blustery day because it's going to be boiling hot. High of 84. It is currently 69 degrees, basically 70. There is a bit of a wind, but then again, our building gets wind whipped because of the shape of it. So I don't know if you have wind or breeze where you are, but it's going to be toasty today. Toasty today. If you're going out to the rodeo, dress accordingly. Don't dress like me. I was going to tell you I was going to wear this really fun St. Patrick's Day hat yesterday for the show today, but I can't because it's my rodeo gear. I'm in my rodeo gear because I'm going to the rodeo. Okay, so today we got roses after 7 o'clock. Coming up next, speaking of the rodeo, you know, Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles, Mama Tina's Gumbo, is one of the vendors. Well, we've had Mathew Knowles in here. Kevin's had a great interaction with Solange. We've had Destiny's Child history like you wouldn't believe. But is Mathew Knowles throwing shade at Beyonce's mom for taking credit for Destiny's Child? Did she take credit for Destiny's Child? Shouldn't she take credit for Destiny's Child with him?
All him? It should at least
With
be
him?
50-50.
Yeah. Let's get to this story in the scoop next on The Ruler Show with Eric and KRBE.
Celebrity Scoop on the Rula Show with Eric.
104.1 KRBE.
It is brought to you by Taqueria Arandas. And speaking of them, we have a great chance for you at 7:40 this morning to score 4 tickets to see Meghan Trainor in July when she comes to Toyota Center. And then you are a finalist to win sweet tickets, transportation to the show, and dinner at Taqueria Arandas. So y'all hang out for that. Now, the rodeo is in full swing. Last night, Rascal Flatts was performing. And every night, tons of people everywhere eating, drinking, eating, going to the carnival. Tonight is Russell Dickerson. Tomorrow is Lizzo. And then it goes to the first
You have to
weekend.
look for us.
Yeah, you got to look for us. We're all going to Lizzo together. So the big talk before the first show was that Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mother, has a gumbo stand for the first time ever at Rodeo Houston. And as Houstonians, they grew up going to the rodeo. This is a big deal. If you go to our socials at KRBE, I had a chance to chat with her on Monday, March 2nd, the first opening day of the rodeo. And so if you don't know the history of Destiny's Child, I mean, is there somebody listening, like, is there a kid that doesn't know that Destiny's Child existed? They only know Beyonce's Beyonce? Probably yes.
Oh, yeah, a lot.
Yeah, because...
Sad, but
True. Did not know she was one of the biggest girl groups
Like
ever.
you only know Diana Ross, not the Supremes.
good point.
Correct.
You forget, you hear the Supremes, like, oh, yeah, oh, she's in that?
Yeah.
You're right.
Now that Star Search is back on Netflix, which I haven't watched any of that, by the way, I do know that part of the history of Destiny's Child becoming that part of Beyonce's journey with Kelly Rowland was being on something called Girls Time, TYME. And it was like 6 or 7 girls that Matthew Knowles had put together, and they'd gone to Star Search, and they didn't make it. And then he whittled it down to 4 girls, LaTanya, Latavia, Beyonce, and Kelly, and that was the original Destiny's Child. Before he became a music manager for his daughter's life, Matthew Knowles had a successful 2-decade career in corporate sales.
Okay. So
For Xerox, Philips Medical Systems, Johnson & Johnson. They had a really nice house. He was doing really well. Tina Knowles had a salon called Headliners right there off of Sunset, I believe, or was it it's Bissonnette and Kirby, I believe. Now it's something else. It was in a strip center. Anyway, the point is, in their journey of becoming famous, Beyonce had said what a big deal it was when they moved from their really nice big house. They downsized it so he could fund the music career of Destiny's Child. And Tina used to make their costumes. She and I talked about it on Monday. When we did the first Jingle Jam for KRBE in 1999, the music lineup was Christina Aguilera, Enrique Iglesias, Destiny's Child. DJ Rap was this girl from overseas who DJ'd in between.
Was
We had Amber.
Destiny's Child, were they the headline, I assume?
Well, they were all like the big names. I mean, Enrique, they were all kind of equal. Christina, Enrique, DC. That was a big deal. Like, it was boom, boom, boom. It was like that was like the height, right? So Bailamos was a big song at the time. Enrique got into the crowd on this little, like, I don't know what the thing was. It was not even containing him. And some woman reached up and tried to drag him down and popped his earpiece out, and it went flying. And then he was off by 3 seconds because he couldn't hear because she was trying to get him off this thing. It was like, stop it, you're going to kill him. Anyway, Tina was saying how, like, she remembers, like, last minute for some of those shows, she is, like, sewing them into these costumes. I mean, that was the thing. It was a family effort. Well, Matthew Knowles was doing an interview where he stopped the interview because the interviewer gave Tina Knowles credit to what Destiny's Child became. Is that crazy?
And he stopped it. Wow, what an ego.
The reporter said, "You've earned your flowers." I said the same thing to Miss Tina Knowles. You guys put in the work. He said, "What work did she put in?"
Oh.
What?
First of all, she's the mom.
She was supporting you when you quit your job. The hair salon was supporting the family while he was trying to make them something. Anyway, the reporter later said that getting the band off the ground was a joint effort, was it not? And he just laughed and got up and said, "We'll stop now."
Wow.
What a douche.
Now, the other part of the story is, because we weren't there to see it, he says the reporter was late, which is an insider dispute to, like, maybe he was mad the reporter was late. The late reporter saying I was not late. And that the interview was supposed to be about his classical Destiny's Child tribute concert, not about Tina. Okay.
Well, she's part of the whole thing. You can't just erase.
You cannot. 2011 is when they divorced after 31 years of marriage and a lot of controversy because, you know,
I'm sure
people that he was trying to make something, affairs and all the things. And she said last year they were on good terms, whatever that might mean. But that's really, that looks poor on him to say that about her.
Yeah.
It's not shade on Tina Knowles. It reflects terribly on Matthew Knowles. Like, you can't, that woman held up the family while you were trying to make these girls something. And yes, it was hard. I get it. It is not easy to build a pop star, much less a pop billionaire. They have succeeded in that. But you can't take away any of that credit.
You don't think that she was part of the decision to say we should downsize and decision for our kids to do certain things?
Right, to let them go down that lane. And for her to be up all night making costumes for them that match but different. Like, each girl had a different version of the costume. And
Maybe he did the deals and stuff. Was he picking the songs? I don't know.
I don't know, but I know listen, there was
She
a
at
lot
least
of,
did something. I mean, come on.
I'm not taking anything away from Tina Knowles. I know what I know from all the years of that being a Houston pop group. I know what I know, and I know what she's done. And she could just be like, whatever, I'm eye-rolling you, Matthew. And the other thing is, too, Latavia and LaTanya wanted more money because they weren't getting paid enough. And you complain you were out. Then Farrah comes in. That was a blip. Kevin, you remember Farrah?
No, I do
2
not.
seconds. She was 2 seconds. It was Farrah, and then they added Michelle, and then they booted out Farrah, and then it was just Michelle and Kelly and Beyonce.
I wonder which version I saw of them over here at Oasis nightclub. It's right
You
here.
saw the originals.
The originals.
It was 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it was Oasis nightclub over here off Gessner, it was the original.
Yeah.
They used to perform at Apple Tree grocery store before it became Albertsons, before that went out of business. They would just perform wherever they could.
Yeah. Little club and mall performances.
Yeah. I mean, that's
They're
what
working
built
their
them.
ass off. Yeah,
They
that's what
did.
you got to do.
Speaking of butts, did anyone see Cardi B last night and Megan Thee Stallion together on stage?
Well, our KRBE Digital sure decided to pick a very interesting clip of that.
Let me look.
Anybody see that one? Oh, my God.
No, was it on our story?
No, it's on our
It's a
post.
post?
It's the first thing I woke up to, and I was like,
Instagram?
oh, wow, of all the songs that she sang, it was
So
that
I can't even
one.
turn the volume up?
You cannot turn the volume up.
Oh, okay. I won't hit play.
Do not. But that's the clip that our KRBE is posting about a song we couldn't play on the radio because it's too dirty.
Ah,
But
fun.
it's just out there, going back and forth. It's out there.
They look good together.
Anyway.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, y'all can see that. But yes, Megan Thee
Can't turn
Stallion
that
showed
up,
up. Megan Thee Stallion showed up for that. The Academy Awards are happening March the 15th, hosted by Conan O'Brien. And as we saw at the Actor Awards, the In Memoriam gut punched so many people because you didn't realize how many people that raised you in movies all died in the last 12 months. Billy Crystal, who was one of the most iconic hosts ever for the Oscars, is coming back with Meg Ryan. They started in When Harry Met Sally. And who directed that? Rob Reiner. And what happened to Rob Reiner? He was murdered by his son next to his wife. They're going to reunite the Oscars to pay tribute to Rob Reiner. And Barbara Streisand's coming to the Oscars, apparently,
Oh, for
to
Robert
honor
Redford,
Robert
I bet.
Redford. Yes. They were in the movie called The Way We Were. I never saw that movie, but I know I've heard clips of that song.
I still think if the Oscars really wants ratings, these actors need to go up there and perform and act. Do a scene from their movie or do a scene that they love from a classic Oscar scene. Something.
I don't think you're wrong.
They don't have the cojones to do it.
I'd
'cause
be watching that.
They won't do it. They need a camera and tapes.
You want to go old school Star Search?
Old school Star Search. No one's. Am I the only person, Rule and I, that remember Star Search when they had an acting competition? Two groups, a guy and a girl. They had to do a
No.
scene together, and then like a
It
couple
was like a
times
soap
later,
opera scene, right?
yeah. Then
Felt like a
another
soap
guy and
opera
girl
scene.
did the scene together. Do you see who did that exact scene the best?
And they didn't play them back to back, guys.
No, it was like
It wasn't like, okay, up for actor and actress. Here we go with Sam and Kevin and scene. Like, whatever. It was like they would do it.
Then you go to
and
comedy
then there
or
was like
songs.
cleanse the palate, cleanse the palate, cleanse the palate. And then later in the hour, they would have the other two competing do the same scene.
yeah. I don't know why they don't do that.
But do you remember? Do
The
we know- I
Grammys
guess I could
perform. The
Google it.
Grammys they perform singing and stuff. Why not have the actors do something?
Well, the Grammys is music.
They're supposed to be the best actors in the world. They should be able to perform, or they have to go and reach
They
in.
pick something,
Yeah,
out
if you go
of
to-
a hat, and
yeah,
then
the
they're
hat.
like, okay, perform this
Here's
scene.
Dumb and Dumber toilet scene. Go ahead,
Go.
George Clooney. Go.
Oh, my
Let's see
God,
how good you
stop.
are.
Gross.
I'm Googling because I know a lot of celebrities came out of Star Search, the original, but music stars is what we know, or comics is what we know. But what
Yeah, I don't
about
think
the
one actor
acting
ever made
part
it.
of
I never
Star
watched
Search?
any of that.
And modeling.
It wasn't on in the
I think it was like
by the time, because
88
if
or-
you're a 92
I was
baby,
like a
your
kid.
childhood is 2002. It
yeah,
was off
mine
by
was
then.
like American Idol
yeah.
and what else?
Probably that's it.
Yeah, I think American
Because
Idol.
at that time, that was the
kind of
only
like the
singing show, right?
big thing.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
and then just like the silly reality shows and
Yeah.
Jerry Springer.
Today's the anniversary, I think, of Ozzy Osbourne's.
Oh yes,
show.
of the Osbournes on MTV.
Yeah.
Took
Oh,
us by
wow.
storm 20 years ago.
It was-
Crazy.
It was 2002.
We were obsessed.
More than- yeah.
Oh, 24 years ago, right?
Yep.
We were obsessed with the Osbournes because everyone thought, oh, Ozzy Osbourne's this crazy rocker who bites animals.
See him
Right.
watching the History Channel.
And then here he is like bumbling around his house. And Eric, the shocking thing is, wasn't he like 50 years old there
yeah, that's how.
or something? And he was already like shaking around.
Yeah.
Did he have diagnosed Parkinson's or no? Not at the time of the
I
think
don't
show,
so.
think
No,
so.
right?
I don't
because-
think at that show
No.
at that time.
No, I think everyone's like, this is what happens when you take a lot of drugs.
Might have been the
yes,
drugs.
that is what the portrayal was. I remember that because I remember him like biting. Didn't he bite a bat's head off or something?
Yeah.
He thought it was a
time ago.
fake bat or something.
Oh, it was a fake bat.
I don't
He
think
thought
it was
it
fake.
was.
That's all I
It was
remember.
real, but he thought it was fake.
That's disgusting.
Ew.
Because he says it was a mistake, and once he did it, everyone's like, "Oh my God, Ozzy Osbourne's crazy."
Yeah.
He was like, "I didn't mean to do that, but okay, let's go with the crazy story."
Yeah, it adds to it.
I'm looking up famous actors who were on Star Search, but they weren't on for
Nothing.
acting.
Oh.
It's comedians: Kevin James, Adam Sandler, Alanis Morissette was even on there. She's a singer, of course. But let's see who else: Britney Spears, junior vocalist Christina Aguilera, junior vocalist in 1990.
Maybe that's why they never brought the acting back.
Dave
'Cause
Chappelle, 93. He
nobody
was
made it.
on. Destiny's Child. It says Destiny's Child 1992, but are they confusing that with Girls' Time?
92?
92.
Oh, my goodness.
That had to have been Girls' Time.
Their
but
first
they
hit was until
they were-
97, right?
So maybe they tried again because the six girls of Girl. Oh, yeah, here it is. Before they became a mega group, Destiny's Child appeared on Star Search as Girls' Time, but that was not them. It was not, I don't think it was Latavia and Latanya. Maybe somebody who knows those girls who live in Houston can text me at 37530. Yes, it was Kelly. Yes, it was Beyonce. It was like a six-pack of girls.
I'd be so bitter if I saw those girls, Destiny's Child, and their life. I mean, I'm sure they have a great life too, but
but not as big as it would have been. But then again, here's the catch-22. You're everywhere, but you're not getting paid.
Yeah,
Didn't we learn that in the 50 Cent documentary about Puff Daddy? He had all these people that claimed they were being like supported by him, and he wasn't paying them jack crap. They couldn't pay their bills.
That guy with the umbrella. Remember that guy was like his.
No, but that's a guy who's serving him in some. It's like
Did he get
Eric.
paid?
If it's like if you, Eric, if I was Puff Daddy and I was like, Eric, I'm going to make you a pop star.
Making
You
a
come
star.
with me to MTV red carpet. We're going to walk the red carpet. I'm going to talk about you.
They wouldn't pay
You're
you.
gonna the next, and they weren't getting paid.
That sucks.
And they're like, we can't.
You
We
get paid
can't
with the
afford our
promise.
monthly nothing.
Pay with the promise of being a star.
Yeah, so look at you. You're on my private jet. Yeah, but I can't afford to do anything.
I don't pay bills.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. People ask that all the time. Like, how come you have some money? No, just because you're with somebody rich doesn't mean you are rich. They're the rich ones. All right, coming up next, we're going around the table.
Have you ever heard of seat divorce?
Seat divorce? No.
I've been doing the seat divorce lately on the airplane. It's called a seat divorce.
Okay, you have to explain what that is next.
You're that type?
Yeah, I think a lot of people like to do this.
I don't know.
We just started doing this a couple flights ago.
Okay, I thought you meant like, hey, this is my favorite spot in my house.
No,
and
but it's
now
a
I'm
seat
giving it
divorce
away.
on the airplane.
All right, we'll explain what that is next on The Ruler Show with Eric.
It's time for the Ruler Show Roundtable Round with Eric, Sam, and Special K. Round.
The table. All right. We're starting with the big D, and we don't mean Dallas. We're talking about
Eric.
divorce. But it's not a divorce like you think. Eric, let's calm down now.
Seat
It's only
divorce.
Thursday. Seat divorce. Explain seat divorce, Eric. Because
Now,
people are trying to
I didn't
guess
know
on
this was
text.
the name. I think the name's stupid, but it is pretty smart to do this. The only one in here that I could see Sam not wanting to do this. Kevin, I could see for sure. Rula, yeah, and myself. It's basically, they call it seat divorce. It's when you fly with your partner, but you sit like, I'll sit in the aisle. My wife will sit by the window. Or we do aisle, so we can still talk to each other.
We do that too.
That way,
You can pee too.
Yeah.
you can get
both
out.
get an aisle seat, correct.
The last time on our way back, I had a window because I wanted to sleep, and my wife got the aisle, so it was great. So just in case the person that came was maybe too big or something, she could just scoot over and say, "Hey, you can have the aisle seat if you want."
Right.
Or our friend had the aisle seat, so they could switch. Give us more
Yeah,
options.
yeah.
So are you betting that someone's not going to reserve that?
That's what he is. That's what people do.
Now, hold
Yeah.
on. Is it called
I
seat
mean, it
divorce
did
because of
happen
that
for me. I did
philosophy?
look
Or
up-
you're talking about not caring if you sit
It's
together
not
at
caring.
all on
It's
the
like
plane?
you do it on purpose because think about it. When
You
you're on
want
the
the
plane,
middle seat empty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you
well,
just-
I
I
didn't
think-
know it was called that because I've been doing that for a long time.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's mostly just you're going to be drinking, eating, watching your own show. You're kind of in your own world anyway.
Yeah, I take that phrase as you don't care if you're sitting next to your mate because
that's what it is.
Okay,
but
lem-
I mean, if you get lucky, you get lucky because nobody wants the middle seat.
Yes, and I will
No,
give you,
but it's full flights nowadays.
Yeah,
it
I know,
is,
it's-
but I'll give you my philosophy on this. The first time my husband Tassos and I tried this, guys, was it was an overseas flight. We were on Lufthansa, and I said, okay, look, it's gonna suck no matter how we look at it. It's 10 hours, so we could try the trick because I'd seen the trick. I don't know where. I read about it somewhere, and we tried the trick. He booked the aisle, I booked the window. We took our chances on that middle, and we got lucky.
Whoa. On
For
an
the 10
international flight.
For a
Wow.
10-hour
You're
flight.
watching. I bet you're like a hawk. You're watching. Okay,
Is this person coming?
close that door. Close the
Always.
door.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
get this plane going back away
Yes.
from the.
Because in the end, even if nobody booked that at the gate when they do non-revenue passengers like employees flying, then they plop them into the middles.
Yeah.
So the doors about to close, and here comes somebody running down the aisle to get in the middle seat between y'all. So I didn't know that's what it was. I was more under the impression that friend divorce is like we don't have to sit right next to each other like we're newlyweds every time. It's fine if we sit far apart, but I don't want to sit too far apart because ever since I saw that Sully documentary about the U.S. Airlines that landed on the Hudson,
Yeah.
there was a reenactment. It wasn't the movie with Tom Hanks. It was a reenactment of a woman who was one of the passengers, and she was freaking out because she had let her 13-year-old sit 4 rows ahead of her when they got split up, and she didn't complain. She just goes, it's fine. They could not get off that plane fast enough. It was a mass chaos block in the aisle to get off that plane, and she didn't know where her kid was.
That's scary.
And it freaked her out, and now I can't unhear that.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, I've got to sit next to my kids, or I've got to sit at least one, like if one's in front of me or one's behind me or one's next to me. I will not sit 3 rows away from my kid.
I try and keep them in that
or
area.
like your loved one, because then in an emergency, you can't guarantee your kids get saved together.
You pay for the pick your seat. You don't let them do it, right? You always pick, if you're with your kids, you always pick that and pay that.
Well, I don't know if I'm paying
You don't always
for
have to
it.
pay
I
for
don't
it.
pay for
United,
that.
Yeah,
On
United.
United, you just
It
book it
depends
like that.
if you want a special section, then you have to pay extra. But for United, you can just pick. Like, I would never let Santiago go sit by himself.
Yeah,
He's
you can't.
always
Right.
sitting in the third. Like,
Right.
he's always in the same row with me.
Some airlines you can save by not picking your seat and just have the luck of the
hell no,
draw.
I'm not doing that. I'm too old for that now, and I have too much responsibility. If it was just me and I don't care, fine. But I'm traveling with minimum 2 people when I go somewhere.
Right.
So I've got to have them
It's
next
funny
to
to
me.
see people that they have to sit right next to their mate. It's funny.
I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that.
I mean,
don't have to,
If you
but I
can't
would
handle
like
3
to.
hours away from them,
It's just a comfort
But here's
thing.
the other thing. Maybe someone did not do the pick your seat and pay to pick your seat, and then maybe them and their significant other, or even them and their kid got separated. I mean, sorry about your situation.
You should have planned it better.
Your situation does not constitute an emergency on my end.
Yeah.
You know, your lack of planning does not constitute an emergency on
Wait,
my
hold
end.
on.
So-
Are you saying because they didn't pick their seat, you
Yeah.
won't have mercy? But if they did pick their seat and they got
Yeah.
separated, then you would have mercy.
Probably. Oh, I
how do
probably
you know they're
would.
not lying
But if
to
they
you
didn't pick, but if they didn't pick their seat, they just got the luck of the draw, and then they mad and they want me to move.
That means-
sorry.
that means
sorry.
they did it to be cheap, and then they got away with it. They were able
I
to,
do agree. That is frustrating when people do that.
That's not cool.
Absolutely.
But it happens all the time.
Okay, let me throw y'all this one. The last time we all flew together, we had to go to this sports tournament in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Don't be jealous. And there's 5 of us flying, and my husband has status because he flies a lot. So the morning we woke up, they had automatically switched him. They upgraded him, which then did what? It moved him away from sitting next to my son. It was a 2-2 plane.
Oh no! And
It was a 2-2.
They moved him without asking.
They automatically did it because it's an automatic upgrade.
Oh no!
So when we woke up, MJ was now sitting next to a stranger. And then I'm like, oh, God. And I was by myself because we was 5 of us. So it was me 2, 2, and 1. So then I was like, oh, my God. Now I have to go early and ask the gate agent, please, can you make sure it's me next to my son? Not this person. I have an aisle seat, too. It's fine. And then Tulsa goes, just take your chance. Just take your chance. When we get on the plane, just take your chance. Just have him either sit next to you or go sit next to him. And when the person shows up,
Wait, I don't
just say,
hear Tasso saying, or I'll just exchange my seat with that guy.
hell no. You get upgraded, you keep that.
You leave your.
No, because I was already back there. It doesn't
Like,
matter.
hell no! I'm in first class.
No, if he was by himself, because that happened to me one time. I got automatically upgraded when I was flying with the girls. And I go, oh no, what am I going to do now? So I felt like that was tricky because I was going to have to ask the person, Kev.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm sorry, this is my child. Can I please sit
sorry.
here? And we were only 1 row apart.
Uh-huh.
And so I just said, when the man showed up, I said, hi, that's my seat right here. This was my husband's seat. Can I just sit here and you can sit here? Do
Yeah.
you care? He goes, no, I'm fine.
That's
he was
cool.
already separated from his wife because he had just said to his wife,
Yeah,
all right, I'm
yeah,
over
yeah,
here.
What if
So
it's
it
his
didn't
lucky
matter.
number? No, I have to sit in the aisle.
Yeah.
Then
Row
I would have
9, I
said
gotta
to
be
the
in row
person,
9.
then Eric, I would have said to the person
That's the other person.
next to me in my row,
Yeah.
hi, can you sit next to him there? And my son can
How
sit
about
there.
though if like you have a aisle seat and they want you to switch back there and you have to take up middle?
No, hell no.
No,
You cannot ask someone to
no,
downgrade.
I don't
that
think
takes
so.
ball. No, the only way I'm
You
switching
cannot
is if
ask
it's,
for a downgrade. You
A
cannot
lot of
ask
people
a
do
downgrade.
that, though, and
I-
expect you to move.
I've
No,
seen that. No
no.
way.
Always.
And also on United, they do have the situation where you don't get to pick your seats. That's because I buy the basic bitch fare.
Right. You
I
buy
ain't doing
basic
that.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
basic
Kevin.
economy, yeah. No back.
In the back of the plane.
down
And no
in
bags.
Embarrassing.
H-Town on the Rula Show with Eric.
Right by the toilet
104.1
where you can't put your seat back. That's the
I
worst
hate
seat.
that. I hate
It's
that
brought
so
to you
much.
by Easy Fiber and Houston Texans legend Justin James Watt. JJ Watt is going to be inducted into the Houston Sports Hall of Fame as part of the class of 2026. As they announced yesterday, he is the first of 3 honorees who will be revealed during the 2026 Houston Sports Hall of Fame announcement tour. And that, that was, I don't know if that's a
cool.
surprise.
No, I mean, Just when they're going to do it, because after a while they're going to run out of people.
Correct.
You know,
I agree with you. J.J. Watt spent 10 seasons on the Texans after being selected 11th overall in the 2011 NFL draft, which he loves to repost every NFL draft, because for whatever reason, the meathead Texan fans that went to that draft in person booed the crap out of him when they called his name.
well, remember that word is fanatics.
True, but I just what do you know about this kid that you're booing him already? He's a rookie.
Yeah.
They were like, boo, boo. JJ loves to repost that every
Wouldn't it be
draft.
that would be a fun little 2-minute vignette where they track down the people there.
Yeah,
They can
that
find
booed
them,
him.
Booed him, and then they talk to him and see them.
Why were you booing him? Were you
know
just
they'll
drunk?
apologize, and they'll be like, I bought 10 shirts of his.
Yeah. He became one of the most dominant defensive players in the league, of course. And he was the face of our franchise, that's for sure. He did so much for this city, especially after Harvey.
This is his third year out
$32 million. This is his third year out. Yeah, because how old is Koa? However old Koa is, he was basically newborn to see JJ's last game.
I'm trying to think when he can get in the real Hall of Fame.
I don't know what's the parameters of that, or what are the parameters of
I
that?
thought it was like 5 years.
The yellow Blazers.
Yeah, Yellow Jacket.
Yellow Jackets. That's a whole other show.
Oh, yeah, that's a good show.
If you are having questions in your relationship, well, you need us then, because every Thursday after 7 o'clock, we do something called Roses. We call up your mate while you listen in to see where are they going to send red roses. That is going to happen next on The Ruler Show with Eric and KRBE.